So Hare Krishna. So before we start the class, let us take the blessings of the beautiful deities of ISKCON Mangaluru, Sri Radha Govinda Ji. Sri Radha Govinda Ji ki Jai. Okay, so today's chapter is chapter number 16, and it talks about the divine and the demonic natures. So how the qualities of the devotees will be and how the qualities of the demons will be. Okay. Okay, 16, 1.1 to 6, 1 to 6 is like transcendental and demonic qualities will be discussed, and 7 to 20 only the demonic qualities, and 21 to 24 is the choice, escaping to the supreme destiny, like choosing Krishna, choosing Krishna. Okay, whether you want to choose, whether you want to become a demon or a demigod. Okay. So all this we saw, right, in the last 16th chapter, that this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. And we saw the example, analogy of that banyan tree. Okay. So transcendental and demonic qualities. Okay, so Lord Krishna, he lists 26 characteristics of a saintly people, qualities that elevate one on the banyan tree and ultimately lead to liberation. So we are actually in the banyan tree. Where are we? We are on the downside of the branches. So we slowly have to come up to the upper branches and then finally go to Krishna. Okay, so these are those qualities that will automatically take us up from that lower branches. Okay, what are those qualities? So what are those qualities? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. So these 26 transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. Okay, so devotees, they have all these qualities. So let's see what each quality is saying about. So Daivi Prakriti means what? Our activities are performed, all activities performed in the mode of goodness according to the Vedic rites. So Daivi means demigod. I mean, like the devotees or demigods. Okay, so their nature. So they are mostly in the mode of goodness, and they live according to the scriptures. They follow. They do anything according to the Vedas. They are transcendental in nature, auspicious for progress on the path of liberation. So whatever they do, the devotees or the demigods, it enhances them towards the path of liberation. Okay, activities done in the modes of passion and ignorance have no possibility for liberation. So those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance, they have no possibility of liberation. Okay, they have no choice. So what is their choice then? What will happen to them? So they will remain in the material world as human beings or descend to animal or lower lives. Okay, so if they're in the mode of passion, they'll obviously come back to this material world to fulfill their desires, because passion means they're full of desires. I want to do this, I want to do that. They're like very active. So they'll come back to this material world. But those are in ignorance, they don't know, they don't follow the shastras, they don't know what they're doing, they go into intoxication. So they further get degraded. They don't even come to this earthly planet as human beings. They get degraded even and go to lower planets, or even they become animals. Okay, so in this chapter, Lord explains both now. So both the demon and the demigod qualities are both explained here. So So transcendental nature, its attendant qualities. And so we'll say advantages and disadvantages. Demonic nature, its qualities, advantages and disadvantages. And abhijatasya is one born of transcendental qualities or godly tendencies. Garbhadhana samskara, okay, is associated with begetting a child in a godly atmosphere. Okay, so Garbhadhana Samskara is done like when both the male and female get together for progeny. So for that also a auspicious time is seen. Okay, everything it's done according to a samskara. If the parents want a child with godly qualities, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life of human being. So, like for Prahlad's birth, like how Prahlad's mother, like Narada Muni was teaching, telling about the Bhagavatam, and she was not listening actually. But in the womb, Prahlad was saying, and he was listening nicely. Okay, so it should start from the womb itself. Okay, generally it is said in the fourth or the fifth month. Like all the senses develop, and the baby in the womb can hear everything. So it's best to start from then itself. As per the Bhagavad Gita, begetting a good child is Krishna himself. Sex life is not condemned, provided the process is used in Krishna consciousness. So we should not have sex whenever and however we want, daily, or like it's not like a schedule. I want to do it weekly once, I want to do it monthly once. No. Sex life is only for getting a Krishna conscious children. Only if you want to beget a Krishna conscious child, are you permitted to have sex? Otherwise, you are not permitted to have sex for your sense gratification. Okay, those who are in Krishna consciousness should beget children to make them Krishna conscious after birth. That should be the advantage of children born of a father and a mother absorbed in Krishna consciousness. A person with these enlisted qualities is a sannyasi who is considered to be the spiritual master of the Brahmana also. So, who has all these qualities, right? We saw all these qualities, above qualities, and these. So, he is called a sannyasi. So, like what you said, considered to be the spiritual master of even the Brahmanas also. Okay. So, how should a sannyasi be? A sannyasi in the sense a devotee here. Okay, a devotee or a demigod. Like, okay, how should he be? So, what are the qualities of a sannyasi? Okay, he should be fearless. So, particularly, they're talking about sannyasi, the characteristics of a sannyasi here in particular. Among the 26 qualities, so some belong to Grihastha, some belong to Vanaprastha, some belong to all the four categories, some only belong to sannyasi. So, now they are telling what are the characteristics that a sannyasi should have. First is, we saw, right, fearlessness. So, the sannyasi, he should be capable of living alone without any support or guarantee of support, depending only on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so he should be fearless. He should not think that, oh, now I'm going to this place. How will I go to that place? Where will I live? Who will give me food? How and where I will stay? So he should not worry about all that. He should be fearless. He should depend purely on the mercy of God. He should have the confidence that Krishna will surely protect him. He will give him everything what is needed. Okay? And if he has fear of protection, after renouncing his people, he should not accept the renounced order of life. See, even after he became a sannyasi, he should not have fear. But if he has fear, then he should not accept the sannyas life. Okay, he should be fearless if he accepts sannyas. Because sannyas means he should be fearless, he should be ready for that. Dependence on the Lord, because they don't store any money like the grihasthas, right? They don't have any money with them. So it's purely on the mercy of the Lord that they survive for their food, for their shelter, clothing, everything. Okay, so one must be fully convinced and have full conviction that Krishna as Paramatma is always within and knowing what one surrendered to him intends to do. See, sometimes the sannyasis, they have to stay in forest, they have to cross forest, and in the night they have to stay in the forest. That time also they should not be fearless. Okay, because in the forest, there at night time there may be many wild animals, snakes, all kind of wild animals, right? So he should not fear. He should depend perfectly on the Lord, thinking that the Lord will surely protect him. I shall see, I shall never be alone. Even if I live in the darkest regions of a forest, I shall always be accompanied and protected by Krishna. He should always think like that. Okay, this is abhayam, extremely necessary for a renounced person. Okay, abhayam means no fear. Bhayam means fearful. Abhayam means no fear. So next, sattvasam shuddhir. So purified existence. So distancing. He should be how? Distancing from women and wealth. So example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Puri. So female devotees could never come near him to offer their respects. What would they do? The female devotees, they were advised to bow down from a distant place. So from far they have to offer their dandavats to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, but he was very generous in accepting the most fallen conditioned souls. Chota Haridas, due to lusty attitude towards a young woman, was rejected by Lord Chaitanya, Krishna incarnate. Okay, Chota Haridas story I told you yesterday. I mean, that the previous class that I'm not sure where, but I think in L3 or yeah, I think in L3 I've told. Yeah, Chota Haridas was actually he was like a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was working. So one day he was asked to go to one Mataji's house and bring rice to cook for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he goes to this Mataji's house, and he maybe that Mataji, she was not properly dressed, her sari. Okay, so Chota Haridas looks at her with a different bad intention. I mean, in only in the mind. Okay, so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to know because he's the Lord, right? He's there as super soul in everybody's heart. So because of which he rejects Chota Haridas, he says, "Now you go away from my this thing. You're working. I mean, like you're there with me. You're a sannyasi. You should like be a free from women. You should not do all these things. You be far from me." And then he is like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "I won't talk to you. You go away from here." And then he goes away. He waits. All the devotees says, "Don't worry. When his anger calms down, he will take you back. No problem. Don't worry." Then he waits for one whole year, still nothing happens. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't talk about, or inquire about him. Okay, then what he does, he thinks, oh, what a waste of life. I'm not able to do any service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm not able to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is this life for? And then what he does, he commits suicide. Okay, so that is what happens when everybody tell that Haridas Thakur has committed suicide. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Yeah, what he's done is right. Let him purify himself like that. He's done a nice thing." Okay, so it is like so important to be pure. So we saw this example of Chota Haridas through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So we should the sannyasi should be very pure. Gnana Yoga Vyavasthiti means cultivating and distributing knowledge. So, what does a sannyasi do? Basically, he goes from place to place and he gives this Krishna consciousness to everybody. So, he enlightens householders and spiritual advancement. Next quality is humility, going door to door for livelihood. So, they do this, what is this called? Madhukari, right? They beg for food from door to door. Okay, actually, it is not begging, actually. It displays humility of a transcendentally situated person. Okay, so that they become humble, they go from door to door begging for food. Okay, so they maintain their humility. It's not that easy to go to a person, a well-off person, going to a person to another's house and begging food from door to door. It's not that easy. You have to be very humble and to do that. Okay, so it maintains our humility. So that's why these sannyasis, they go from door to door for livelihood. It displays the humility of a transcendently situated person. Proposed to remind householders of the much forgotten Krishna consciousness. So actually, why do they go? Literally also, one is they become humble when they go from door to door. The other main reason is they go, actually don't go for begging food. With that intention, they go and they give Krishna consciousness, especially to the grihasthas. Okay, because the grihasthas are so absorbed in attachment to all this wealth, family, sense enjoyment, all these activities, they forget Krishna, like God, Krishna, they forget. So to enlighten them, that is why these sannyasis they go to grihastha's house. They pretend actually to be accepting food. They have come for food. So anyway, they accept food, right? So maybe in return they can't give anything. The only thing they can give is Krishna consciousness, right? So that's why they try to give them some Krishna consciousness. Okay. So, logical preaching of Krishna consciousness, a sacred duty of an advanced sannyasi. If not advanced, should not accept renounced order of life. Falgu Vairagya. So, you should not be a pretender. Falgu means you should not be a pretender, like just for the sake of earning food, you should not become a sannyasi. Okay, if you have that real compassion and intention to preach Krishna consciousness to all these grihasthas, then only to preach to the people in general, then only you have to accept a sannyas order of life. If insufficient knowledge should cultivate, see, if he has insufficient knowledge, he should cultivate it from a bona fide spiritual master. Okay, a grihastha or householder should now sannyasi is over. Now they are coming to grihastha. Grihastha should have what qualities? Should earn honorably with honesty, give 50% to propagate Krishna consciousness. A grihastha, see, we should not earn dishonestly, like by cheating mentality, we should not earn. Okay, with honesty, we should earn, and whatever we earn, in that we are supposed to give 50% of our income to propagate Krishna consciousness. Give charity to institutions engaged in Krishna consciousness or spirituality. The receiver should be deserving, and the person who's receiving the charity should also be a deserving candidate. You should not give charity to whomever and I mean, like incapable persons or anybody like that. Okay, so charity should be done in the mode of goodness only. So, in the mode of goodness means it should be given to a proper person at a proper time at a proper place for a good cause. Okay, so that is in the mode of goodness. So, and charity in the mode of passion and ignorance is not auspicious. See, charity in the mode of passion means they do charity for name, fame. Okay, and in ignorance is like they don't follow the scriptures. They don't know. They give it to persons who are like unworthy, and they don't give the charity at a proper time, proper place. So it's in the mode of ignorance. Okay. So next, Dhamma, self-control, is especially meant for the householder. Okay, why self-control for Grihastha mainly? Because exploiting sex life for sense gratification is a demonic quality. To progress in spiritual life, must control his sex life. Should not beget children without the purpose of serving Krishna. See, so self-control, he should control from having sex many number of times for sense enjoyment. No, that should not be the thing. So self-control, why? Only for you should have sex only to beget Krishna conscious children. That's it. Must do sacrifices as their performance requires large amount of money. Okay, so they do sacrifices, yagnas, grihasthas do, because they earn money, so they have money. And for to do yagna, we need large amount of money. Okay, so only the grihasthas can do sacrifices. Okay, brahmacharis, sannyasis, and those in vanaprastha ashrama have no money, so they can't do any sacrifices or yagna. They almost survive on alms given to them. See, these brahmacharis and sannyasis and vanaprastha, they survive on alms. Only they survive by begging, right? or else they cannot, they don't, because they don't have money with them. So sacrifices like Agnihotra mentioned in the Vedas are very expensive, perhaps beyond the capacity. Sometimes it is beyond the capacity of the Grihastha too. So in Kali Yuga, best sacrifice recommended is what? The Sankirtana Yagna, chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so they are saying this is the best yagna because the sacrificial yagna is like very expensive. Even sometimes the grihasthas also are not able to afford. So this is the, in Kali Yuga, what is recommended? Sankirtana yagna, chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. A brahmachari or student life should, now they're talking about the brahmachari now. Okay, what qualities a brahmachari should have? He should observe swadhyaya, means self-study, swadhyaya, self-study, Vedic study for cultivation of spiritual knowledge. And he should live a celibate life, free from sex life, brahmachari. So generally a brahmachari life is from 5 to 25 years, he's considered a brahmachari. And 25 to 50 years is grihastha, and 50 to 75 is vanaprastha, and 75 to 100 is sannyasi. Okay. So next, Vanaprastha. They're talking about Vanaprastha, a phase retired from household life. So after Grihastha, once 50 years is completed, you enter into your Vanaprastha. Okay, so in Vanaprastha is actually a stage where you give up your household responsibilities, and where the wife and husband, they go, they leave house responsibilities because now they can give everything to the son or daughter, to the son, because he's married and he's capable, he takes care of the business, household, everything he maintains, he does. So now it's time in Vanaprastha stage for him to retire from responsibilities, focus more on himself, like on soul. Okay, so what the wife and husband do, they go on pilgrim tours. Okay, they dedicate most of the time in serving the Lord. Okay, they don't get interfered in the household responsibilities unless asked for any suggestions or decisions. Otherwise, they're busy with the worship of the Lord. That's all. They're busy. They're always chanting, reading, hearing, doing seva, traveling on pilgrimages. So all this they'll be doing. Okay. Slowly, they'll be retiring. Focusing their mind from all the material activities to Krishna, to the service of the Lord. Okay, in Vanaprastha. So one should not remain householder grihastha throughout his whole life. He must always remember that there are 4 specific divisions of life: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasi. After grihastha ashrama, one should retire as per Vedic injunctions. In 100 years of one's expected lifetime in Kali Yuga, 25 years each must be spent in brahmacharya ashrama, grihastha ashrama, vanaprastha ashrama, and sannyasa ashrama. In Vanaprastha ashrama, one must practice austerities of the body, mind, tongue. This is tapasya, so meant to get liberated. Simplicity and straightforwardness to be followed by, this should be followed by everybody, all orders of life. Ahimsa to be followed by all orders. No one except the Supreme Lord has the freedom to arrest the progressive life of any living entity. Okay? Only Lord has the right. If he wants to stop the progress of the progress of any living entity, only God can do. Okay, but not any common person like us. Okay, one should not think that since the spirit spark is never killed, killing the body for sense gratification is sinless, therefore harmless. So what this means is, since we think that the animal that we're killing and eating, right? The people who kill and eat, they think that, oh, the body is not important, soul is eternal. So even if we kill and eat the chicken or hen or goat or whatever, it's not a problem because the soul is there eternal. So you should not think like that. You should not think it is harmless. Okay, that is what they're saying here. So man can live, see, because man can live on abundant grains. See, a rare occasion is if you are somewhere in a forest and if you're in such a situation that you're not getting all these grains, fruits, milk, and you're in such a pathetic situation that you don't get all these and you're in a place where you don't get all these, then maybe rare case you can, you're allowed to eat meat and all those other things which we are generally prohibited from eating. But when we have an abundance of all these grains, fruits, and milk, we are prohibited. Actually, we should eat these. These are meant, and Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita that is what we have to eat. Okay, so there is no necessity to kill animals to live. Persons desiring to make advancement in spiritual realization should never be violent to animals. The animals killed would also be progressing in their evolutionary life by transmigrating from one category of life to another. Okay, so what Prabhupada is trying to say in the purport is, see, the animals, even they don't have karma, what is it like? They have to go in their progressive, in their evolutionary order. So they have to follow that path, right? See, suppose now it is there in the body of a chicken. Okay, suppose its life is 3 years. Okay, and now it is killed at 2 years for our palate, for our sense gratification. Okay, it is killed at 2 years. Now it has to be again born to complete that 1 year as a chicken. Okay, that is what Krishna is saying. I mean, through Prabhupada is saying in the purport that we have no right to prohibit or kill and stop their evolutionary life, because again they're forced to be born again to complete that 1 year of life. Okay, like that. So real ahimsa is not checking anyone's progressive life. So that is real ahimsa. Okay, when we don't, when we allow them to progress in their spiritual life, then we are doing the correct non-violence. But if we are killing them and we are causing hindrance to their spiritual life, because if the more fast they complete their life, they will progressively they finish their evolutionary life, finally come to the human life, and then they do spirituality, then they can go back to Godhead. But if we kill them in the middle, there again they have to be born again. It's like time consuming again, right? So we are stopping their spiritual life. Okay, so killing an animal is checking its progress. So we are stopping its progress, spiritual progress, right? So we should not do that. After staying in a particular body for a time, if untimely killed, see, the animal has to come back again in that form of life to complete the remaining days in order to be promoted to another species of life. Okay? So, Satyam. Vedic literature must be learned from a bona fide spiritual master. The truths therein should not be distorted, either due to non understanding or to suit one personal interest. See, truth is always truth. We should not try to divert it. Okay, so we should understand everything under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. We should not try to twist the truth. We should not understand per our limited knowledge how, oh, is it like this, like that? No. Or like we can twist it and say, oh, I like it this way, so let me think it is this way. Not like that, okay? The actual truth should be learned from a bona fide spiritual master. So the thing is, we have in the market, Prabhupada says so many Bhagavad Gita. What is the reason why Prabhupada wrote one more Bhagavad Gita again? Because none is what, per the parampara, what Krishna said. It is not there in the Guru Parampara. That's why Prabhupada, everything was distorted, the truth, everything was changed. There is no concept of Krishna, Prabhupada says. Everybody is writing what they have in their mind, per their interest, they are writing. So it is like distorted. So that's why Prabhupada had to write the Bhagavad Gita again. Okay, and name it as it is. Okay. Shruti is hearing from authority. Shruti means what? Earlier days they used to listen to the Vedas, right? Vedas means nothing but mantras. Okay. So Shruti is hearing from the authority. Akrodha means to check anger even on being provoked. So when we get anger, it means we have to check our anger. We have to tolerate it. Okay? Very difficult, but we should still try practicing it. Okay? Anger, see, when anger pollutes the entire body. See, when all of you must have experienced, right? When we are angry, what happens? Like, why does anger come? Like, when we are in the mode of passion and ignorance, anger comes, right? When whatever we think doesn't happen, we get angry. Okay, and we saw that anger cycle, right? What happens? And when you get angry, the whole face becomes red, and your body becomes red. You become boiled, and it's like the feeling itself is so bad. First, you try to scold somebody. You first lose your health. Actually, the whole body becomes boiled, and it's like agitated, and it's in a different. It's a different kind of experience. First, you are spoiling your health. Forget about the person you're getting angry on. Okay, actually, there is one true fact. Actually, one mother, she was fighting with her husband so badly that, and she was at that time she was feeding her baby. She became because when you get angry and you argue, and she was feeding also. Your blood boils and everything. All those reactions taken place, and afterwards, after feeding the baby died. Because when she was so much angry, the baby was drinking the milk. All that milk became poison. It became so, I don't know how it changed, but it became poisonous, and because of which the baby died. So it is so harmful, anger. It brings about a lot of changes in our body. I think in L3, we one of the classes for we saw first shloka, we saw, right, how anger is like you're trying to throw a hot charcoal in your hand on somebody. So what happens first? The charcoal in the hand first burns your hand before even you can throw it on somebody. So that's why they say you have to control, tolerate. Like it's difficult. Definitely, it's difficult. All these qualities are difficult, but slowly, slowly, if we start practicing, maybe there is a chance in this life we can implement them. Okay. So it is an impediment in transcending. So apai shunam. So this is one more quality. Finding fault or correcting one unnecessarily is an offense in spiritual advancement. Okay, it's understandable. So we should not unnecessarily to show our seniority or to show our superiority. We should not unnecessarily create. Correct others and to prove our superiority and everything. So that is an offense in spiritual advancement. Very is being very modest. So they don't perform any abominable act. So they feel very shameful to perform anything against what sinful. Okay, they feel shy. Oh, now I'm a devote. I'm among devotees. I should not do this act. Otherwise, I'll be degrading them. Like they will feel bad. Oh, this person is like that. That's why he's like he doesn't do any bad acts, and he does everything favorable for Krishna consciousness. Okay, Achapalam is endeavoring with patience and determination without frustration. One second. This is the purport that Prabhupada gives. Here, you can see, right? Achapalam, determination means that one should not be agitated or frustrated in some attempt. Okay, so achapalam means it's a strong determination. Whatever happens, they leave it to God. They don't get agitated or frustrated in some attempt. So there may be failure in some attempt, but one should not be sorry for that. He should make progress with patience and determination. So even like if there is any failure, he should understand, okay, that it's a learning lesson for me, or it happened because of my karma, and he should not worry about that, and he should move forward with patience and determination. Okay. So next stages is meant for the kshatriyas. The kshatriyas should be strong enough to protect the weak, should not pose themselves as non-violent when violence is required. Like Arjuna, right? He was posing, he didn't want to fight, right? When the war is needed, not like that. So when violence is required, because Kshatriyas are meant to be violent, so they have to fight when required. So when able to cut down his enemy, may show forgiveness, excusing minor offenses. So when the enemy surrenders, then he should be able to forgive him and excuse him for minor offenses. Next, Shaucham means cleanliness in mind, body, dealings. Okay, Shaucham means you should be clean in mind. So in body is like externally by bathing, brushing, the bathing, and doing all those. And internally, you all know by chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, and mind. So mind should always be on Krishna. Okay, so whatever you are doing, you should always, your mind should always be on Krishna. Okay, and whatever you're doing, you should always think that, oh, how I can better do this thing spiritually. I mean, how better I can increase my rounds in chanting. How can I do this seva more better? So always thinking about that itself. Okay, Shan? Specially meant for the mercantile people, the Vaishyas, should not deal in the black market. So here they're saying, right, this Shaucham is especially for the Vaishyas because they're in business, right? So they deal with more of loss and profit. So they should not deal in the black market. Okay, they should not do all this. So Nati Manita. Manita is expecting honor. This applying to the Shudras, the worker class, lowest class. So considered to be the lowest of the four classes according to the Vedic injunctions. Should remain in their own status, not getting puffed up with unnecessary prestige or honor. Because Shudras should be like Shudras, right? They should not get puffed up with unnecessary prestige or honor. So, on the contrary, they should offer respect. Actually, Shudra is the last class, right? First, we have Brahmanas, then we have Kshatriyas, then we have Vaishyas, and then we have Sudras. So, default, they are meant to serve the above three classes. Okay, it's obvious that he should respect because they are the people who give him work, right? So rather than he expecting prestige and honor, he should be in a position to respect the higher classes, okay, to preserve the social order. All the 26, see, now 26 are over. All the 26 qualifications mentioned are transcendental qualities, should be cultivated according to the different statuses of social and occupational order. Practicing them, men of all classes can gradually rise to the highest platform of transcendental realization. I think they missed out some which are there in this chart. Please go through this chart and I'll try to discuss some, but it is given in this chart here. When I give you the PPT, please go through. All the 26 qualities are given here, okay? So some which are not given, I've written in the notepad. So let's just see if we can cover a little bit of that here, which we haven't covered. Yeah, one is Tyaga, we didn't discuss, right? So Tyaga is like Tyaga and the devotional life is renunciation is one quality. Okay, so food. So we should not reject food as material, but see, generally, what we do, what everybody thinks we should renounce. I mean, like when we renounce, we don't touch anything in materially, right? So we leave everything as sense gratification, and we leave and we go to the forest to meditate. But Prabhupada says that is not real, the perfect renunciation, because what is there in this world, everything is of Krishna, and what is there for us to renounce when everything is Krishna's? So nothing is of ours in this world, but whatever Krishna has given to us, that we can use it in the service of Krishna. Okay, so don't. That's why they're saying don't do tyaga. Okay, food. So don't reject food as material now. So cook and offer it to Krishna, and it becomes prasadam. You can nicely have wonderful prasadam. Money also, don't reject it. Okay, don't hoard or renounce it as evil. So you can use the same money in Krishna's service. Use it to print books, build temples, support preaching. And if you have talent, music or art or writing, speaking, don't use it for your satisfaction, for your ego. Okay, but use it for glorifying Krishna. So if you're good in music, sing nice kirtan, sing nice Hare Krishna kirtan. Okay, if you're an artist, paint pictures of Krishna. We need many artists, right? We need books are being written, so we need pictures of Krishna, everything. So writing, we need people who write books about Krishna, who speak. We need preachers, right? So for all this, we can use our talent for Krishna, not for our sense gratification. And technology like internet, apps, media, not for our sense gratification. Okay, but for spreading bhakti. So that way we can use. Okay, but renunciation, that is real renunciation when you use everything for Krishna, not just giving up. Okay. So Tyaga means renouncing ownership and enjoyment mentality. The real Tyaga means use everything as Krishna's property in Krishna's service. Okay, next one is like freedom from greed. So this is like freedom from greed does not mean that poverty or rejection of material items. Okay, so it means not hankering. See, if you should not be greedy, right? That's what is the quality. So you don't, I mean, like you're satisfied with whatever Krishna gives. You don't want more. You don't expect more from Krishna. You think whatever Krishna has given to me is already enough. He's given me more than required. Okay. So a devotee is satisfied with what is necessary, and whatever is surplus, he uses it in devotional service. So if he has extra money, he will use it in a Krishna service. Okay. So such freedom from greed is called aloluttamam. So this is the quality. Okay, that's free from greed. So what are some examples? Money. So earn honestly, spend only as needed, and donate surplus for temples, prasada, distribution of printing books. Food, we should eat moderately. Okay, and remaining whatever is there as prasada, instead of just piling everything and just wasting it, so we can offer the rest to Krishna. So we can distribute it as prasadam if you have extra. Instead of you just keeping and just for your sense gratification, eating, not like that. So if you're prepared more, whatever extra you give it as Krishna Prasada to other people. So knowledge and talent. Okay, and we've seen, right? Whatever talent, your artist, music, everything, you can share freely in Krishna's service instead of keeping it for your personal sense gratification, personal dream. So Hri, we saw, right, is being modest. Okay, what does that mean? Speech. So you avoid lying. You're almost always modest. Avoid lying, gossip, or hurtful words because it feels shameful. Hiri means what? You don't do things that are shameful. Okay? Harm to others. Behavior. You avoid lustful or greedy acts, theft, or cheating. And in your mind, modesty keeps the mind pure, aligned with devotional service. And Hiri, it motivates one to chant, serve, and behave properly, even when nobody is watching. So you're modest, right? You don't want to cheat anybody, okay? Like that. So you do your spiritual activities perfectly and well, even when nobody is watching. Tejas we saw, right? Kshatriyas fighting. Dhriti, determination also we saw. Adrohaha. Adrohaha means non-envious, freedom from hostility. Okay, absence of malice towards an living being. So droha means you do something bad. Adroha means doing good. So a devotee is never envious because he sees every living being as part and parcel of Krishna. So mamai vamsho jiva loke. Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So envy arises. Generally, this quality is there in material people. So they cannot uh, I mean, they're always jealous of their neighbors or their relatives or even their brothers. They're like, my brother is earning so much money. I'm not able to earn. Either we try to compete with him or we try to bring him down. How I can bring him down? So these two we do. Either we try to compete and we try to come on top of them, or we try to pull them down. Okay, this is envy. So that is not there in devotees. But in spiritual life, when you come, there is no competition. I mean, the competition is healthy. How to please Krishna. That way they compete. Okay, but they don't compete like in materially, like they don't take it so seriously. Oh, I have to do this. Otherwise, my life is waste. He's earning so much. I'm not able to earn anything. Not like that. Okay. Adroha is closely tied to ahimsa, non-violence, not causing pain by words, deeds, or thoughts. Okay, Adroha means freedom from envy. So you don't have envy. So a devotee does not wish to harm anyone, not even an enemy. He is always friendly because he knows everyone is a part and parcel of Krishna. Okay. Nati, Nati and Manita you saw, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so you can go through all these qualities. So now let's see the next one. Okay, 16.4 Dambo Darpo Abhimanascha Krodha Parushyam Evacha Agnanam Cha Abhijatasya Partha Sampadam Asurim. So arrogance, pride, anger, conceit, harshness, and ignorance, these qualities belong to those of demonic nature, O son of Pritha. Okay, so now they're telling the qualities of demons. So how are they? They're arrogant, pride, anger, they're angry, they're full of pride. Conceit means cheating mentality. Harshness, they're always shouting like, and ignorant. Ignorance they are. So these are the qualities of people in a demonic. So the royal road to hell, what does it mean? So such characteristics directly lead them to hell. Okay, so refers to demonic qualities, not following the principles, making a show of advancement in religion and spirituality. Always arrogant and proud. So these people, they're into not into spirituality, but they should try to improve materially. They make new advancements like how to stay comfortably, what modern equipments we can make. So they think that is advancement. So materially they advance, but spiritually they don't advance. Okay. Always arrogant and proud of possessing some type of education or much wealth. So like the scientists and philosophers, right? They're so much, they think that they're full of knowledge, they're very intelligent, they have so much knowledge, right? So they're very arrogant and proud that they're inventing new things, new ways in the material world, how they can live more comfortably. So many new equipment are coming. So they feel proud always, okay? And some people feel proud that, okay, I have so much money, they feel proud. Some people, they have so many degrees, they feel proud. So like that. So desirous of being worshipped by others, demanding respect, not commanding it. Okay. So they always want to be worshipped. They want name, fame. They want to be worshipped by others. So they demand respect. It's not like automatically people come, but they demand respect. Angry over frivolous matters, speaking harshly. So they get angry over small matters. Unnecessarily, they keep shouting where it is not at all required. So lack of discretion between things to be done and avoided. Behaving whimsically, not recognizing any authority. So these people, they don't follow any authority. Okay, even if it's again, they follow, do, or whatever activity they do is against the authority. Okay, they say, why should I follow authority? Who wrote all this? How do we know it is like that? And they are still, they're so much in ignorance. So they don't believe, they make their own rules. Okay, and making their way, the pathway to hell. So the demonics are born with these inauspicious qualities manifested as they grow. Such behavior paves their road straight to hellish worlds, like how Hiranyakashipu, right? Hiranyakashipu, he knows the goal of life. In fact, he tells the wife of Hiranyaksha that, see, the person who's born is anyway determined to die. Okay, so don't worry because your husband died. He tells the wife of Hiranyaksha. He knows everything about the philosophy, but still he behaves like a demon. Even Ravana, all the demons, they know the philosophy, everything very well. Ravana was a Brahmana actually. He knows everything properly well, the Shastras, everything. But still, okay, still they behave like that. That's why they're called demons. So 16.5. Daivi Shaya Nibandhaya Suri Mata Mashuchaha Sampadam Daivim Abhijato Asi Pandava. So the transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demonic qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities. So what is Krishna saying? Those who have these good qualities, 26 good qualities, they are getting closer to liberation, that are favorable for liberation. So you are getting closer to liberation. But the people who had those demonic qualities, right? They are getting farther from liberation and they're getting attached to this material world. So that is why they're getting bonded to this material world. Okay. So, but what is Krishna saying? Don't worry, Arjuna. You do not belong to the divine qualities. You are not born with demonic qualities. You are born with divine qualities. Why is Krishna saying this? See here in this chart. So, in the green thing, we see, right? Transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, demonic qualities lead to bondage. And Lord Krishna encourages Arjuna that he is born of saintly qualities and his fighting is not demonic. Why? Why is he saying that? On what basis Krishna considers that Arjuna is born of saintly qualities and his fighting is not demonic? Because Arjuna considers the pros and cons. See, because Arjuna, because if he was really desirous of the kingdom, he would have killed everybody and he would have got the kingdom. But he didn't want the kingdom to enjoy the kingdom. In fact, he was worried even before the war started. He was telling that, oh, all my relatives are there, Krishna. If I kill them, they all will die and there'll be bloodshed. What is the use if I kill everybody cold blooded and then how will I be able to enjoy? So there is no enjoyment. That's why I don't want to kill. So he was thinking the pros and cons of the war. So which only a devotee can think. he's thinking so nicely about the other people who are even his enemies now, though relatives, but they are like prepared to fight. Okay, and what is the next reason? To perform the regulative principles of different orders of life is transcendental action. Kshatriya shooting arrows at the enemy is considered transcendental, and not doing so is demonic. Okay, so what is Krishna telling? As a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight. Okay, that is transcendental, that is perfect. But if he doesn't do his duty, then that is demonic. So that is why Krishna is considering Arjuna to be with divine qualities. Okay. So Lord Krishna encourages Arjuna, telling him that he was not born with demonic qualities. Involvement in the war was not demonic because he was considering the pros and cons, whether respectable persons such as Bhishma, Drona should be killed or not. Okay, he was considering, right? Arjuna, he didn't want to kill Bhishma and Drona because they were Bhishma is his grandfather and Drona's teacher. Okay, so he was showing respect for them, and how can I kill them? Like Drona is my teacher, he's given me the education, and how can I use the same education to fight with him? And like Bhishma, after Pandu went, when they were small children, Bhishma brought them up. He gave us he sent us to Gurukul and he brought us up so nicely. How can I fight with him? So he was telling all this to Krishna. So there was no anger, show of false prestige or harshness in his behavior, unlike the demonics. So Arjuna never showed any anger or false prestige or harshness. So he had no demonic qualities at all. For a Kshatriya, shooting arrows at the enemy is considered transcendental because it's his duty. But the Vedas and Shastras is said that we have to do our duties, prescribed duties. So for a Kshatriya, it is like fighting for a good cause is transcendental. So, but not fighting and refraining from doing so is demonic. As Arjuna was following the regulative principles expected of his order, there was no cause for lamentation as he was transcendently situated. So he had nothing to worry because he is following the regulative principles of his order and there was no problem of lamentation. Okay, he is transcendently situated. द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तरशः प्रोक्ता asuram partha me shrunu. O son of Pritha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called the divine and the other demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demonic. So now Krishna is telling Arjuna the two kinds of people in this world. Like one is the divine, they are the demigods or the devotees, and second is like the demonic people, the demons. And we saw initially, right, the 26 qualities we discussed in detail. Okay, so now Krishna is telling, see, I've told you all the godly qualities now, 26 in detail. Now, hear about the demonic qualities from me. Okay, the same thing is explained here, okay? So, conditioned living entities are divided into two classes, the divine and the demonic. The divine with divine qualities follow a regulated life, abiding by the injunctions in scriptures and those laid down by authorities. So, the divine people, they don't do anything whimsically by their own interest. They follow the Shastras, whatever is said in the Vedas and Shastras, they do perform those activities only. Okay, whatever is said, it is authoritative, they follow that. Okay, the divine. But what do the demons do? Demons or asuras do not follow the regulative principles, so they act whimsically. So this is the criteria. So these demons, they are so proud that they think, I know everything. Why should I follow those shastras or all that? And they uh, whatever comes to their mind, they think that is good and they do that. According to the Vedic literature, both the demigods and the demons are born of the Prajapati. Okay, all of us actually are born through from Prajapati. Okay, Prajapati means the person who produces progeny. Okay, the Praja, he gives rise to Praja. Okay, he creates both demigods and demons as well. Okay, they differ in their obedience to the Vedic injunctions. Okay, now 7 to 20, we'll see the demonic nature detail. Okay, so now we'll see 16.7. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha jana na vidur asuraha na shaucham na pichara chacharo chacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. Those who are demonic do not know whether what to be done and what not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. So you can see in the picture, right? They're all having liquor, intoxicants. So nowadays, this is a fashion. They think that is great. That is culture. They think if you don't do like that, they will treat you like something like a I mean like what outcast. They will see you. He doesn't know how to enjoy. He doesn't know this is life. They will if you don't go to the disco, if you don't go to the pub, if you don't go to movies, they will look at you like as something different, insignificant, as some different person, like an alien. Okay, so that is Kali Yuga. Okay, that is why we should try to be careful when associating with materialistic people. Okay, so that is why Prabhupada established all these satsang all over the world now, because 99.99% are people of this category in Kali Yuga. Okay, it's degrading day by day. Okay, so we always have to be in the association of devotees. Okay. So that is the same thing explained, the characteristics. They're unclean, improper behavior, they're untruthful. Okay. Among the Aryans, the most advanced civilized peoples adopt the Vedic civilization. The demons do not. Okay. We have this category of people called Aryans, who are said to be the most advanced people. Okay, and they follow the Vedic civilization. What is given in the scriptures, they follow. But the Anaryans, they demons, they do not follow. They neither know scriptural rules nor are inclined to follow them due to want of faith, because they don't have faith. They think, what is the guarantee that these are the real thing? These have been written by a person. How do I know he is like the perfect person? And they don't have faith. They don't follow. And the demons are not clean either externally or internally. So maintaining external cleanliness by bathing, brushing teeth, shaving, changing clothes, etc. is very important. Internal cleanliness should be maintained by always remembering the holy names of God and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The demons do not like any of these. Okay. So that's why these demons, they bathe once in a week and they always apply spray all of their body, nice big perfume. So some people we can always recognize them by the perfume. We need not even turn back. By the perfume, we can understand that so and so person has come. Okay, they don't bathe, they have no cleanliness. Okay. The demons do not like to follow any of these. Rules and regulations guiding human behavior are laid down in the Manu Samhita, the law of the human race followed by the Hindus. So actually what rules have to be followed are written in the Manu Samhita. So Manu, who is Manu? He is the father of mankind. Okay, let's see. So Manu Samhita, what does it say? A woman should not be given freedom as they are knave like children. Okay, so what does Manu Samhita say? A woman should not be given freedom like children, because they are knave means they're what do you say, neophyte kind of, like children, children, they don't have that much knowledge, right? They're ignorant. So like that, the women are also considered ignorant, like children. They are, but we should not say that they are definitely not slaves. It's not that because they are like they have no knowledge, they're ignorant. We are keeping them at home and keeping them as slaves and making them work like donkeys, so just serving, being at home. Not like that, okay? Demons feel Women, now what do they feel? The demons, that's why they are called demons. Nowadays, what do they say? Women should be given so much freedom as men, and they are fighting for social rights now. The women, that's they feel great now nowadays. Oh, a woman, if she becomes a politician, it's great. If she becomes a pilot, she's great. If she drives an auto, it's great. If she works in a petrol pump, if she drives an auto, she's great. They feel as if they've achieved something. But what are the Shastras saying? They should not be allowed to be given freedom. Okay. So actually, a perfect woman is one who encourages, stays at home, takes care of the family, nicely cooks prasadam, helps the husband. I mean, like when the husband comes back home, she should welcome him nicely, give him water, comfort him, and then put him. I mean, like if he wants to bathe, give him water to bathe, and then give him nice prasadam and support him like by cleaning by giving offerings for offering to the Lord, like that, and cleaning all the puja items. So like that, she should be a housewife. See, being a housewife does not mean being a slave. You should never think like that. Okay, but her shastras, that is the how a woman is expected to be. But generally nowadays the people, women rebel. Say, why am I studying? I'm studying so that I can work. I want to work. I don't want to be at home. So that is the thing that has become. Okay. So that's why demons, they feel women should be given as much freedom as men, showing up as several societal problems. Actually, a woman is supposed to be protected at every stage of life. Okay, how she should be protected. Always she should be under the shelter of somebody. She should never be independent. Nowadays, you see the women are independent because of it. So many problems, so many rapes, so many. I mean, like problems are coming up. Okay, we have so many. We see live-in relationships now. They are breaking up and everything. I mean, such weird things. Okay, so how should a woman be protected? By father when she's young, when she is a child, she should be protected, and in her youth by husband, and after in old age by grown-up sons. So this is the proper social behavior according to the Manu Samhita. The demons do not accept any instruction which is good for society. So they don't accept all these. They don't think that women should be kept at home like that, protected. They think that men and women are both equal. They can do whatever men do, like that. Okay, and the demons, as the demons do not respect and follow the experience of great sages, their social condition is very miserable. Okay, since they don't follow Shastras, that is what is Kali Yuga, right? Everybody goes against Shastras. That is why there is so much of quarrel and hypocrisy, chaos here. Everybody goes against their own whims. They do whatever comes to their mind. Okay, next shloka we'll do. 16.8. So demons are so many, 99.9%, 99% are demons in Kali Yuga. And that 0.001% are devotees. So we should always be in the satsang of the devotees. Okay? So that when we are in their association, we get all those divine qualities. Asatyam apratishtam te jagad ahur anishwaram अपरस्परसम्भूतं kim anyat kamahaitukam. They say, what do these demon people say? They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Okay, so that is what a proud atheist, a demon, says like that. Okay, so let's see in detail what Prabhupada says. See, according to the demons, the world is unreal. It is like a dream, phantasmagoria. Okay, they consider this world like a dream. Okay, with no cause, no effect, no controller, and no purpose. Okay, the cosmic manifestation is due to chance of material actions and reactions. So they think that this cosmic universe has come because of the Prakriti itself. Okay, it's all material actions and reactions. They don't think there is a hand behind this coming up of this cosmic manifestation. How is the sun rising? How are the trees growing? And how is the moon coming up in the correct time? How are the seasons coming? So they don't think about all that. They think it is just jada. It is material. Somehow it is running from Prakriti, but nothing spiritual. Okay, so only it's a chance of material actions. It's some action is going on, some reaction is coming. So material action is taking place, some reaction is happening. That's all they think. Okay, they never accept the world being created by God with a certain purpose. So they don't understand that this world was created for a certain purpose actually. Okay, now we know why God created this material universe. Okay, it is for people like us who wanted to enjoy separate from the Lord. And when we realize that, because Maya gives us so many kicks, right? So many troubles, difficulties we get, then we understand, oh no, we are in the wrong place. We are meant to go there. Then we turn our head towards Krishna, then we start doing devotional service. Then we understand. But otherwise, people who don't come to Krishna consciousness, they don't know all this. And they think that the world is a better place. All what we have to do is earn money, 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 and then spend nicely, comfortably, you live. That's all they think is the goal of life. Okay? So they do not believe the difference between spirit and matter. So nothing spiritual they believe. Okay? They think everything is this body only. Everything is material matter. That's what they think. Okay, they don't accept God, they don't accept soul concept, nothing. So for them, everything is only matter, the material thing that you see, and the entire cosmos a mass of ignorance. Okay, so they think that this whole cosmic manifestation is like a dream. Okay, everything is void. Okay, nothing is there. Okay, if you are catching a cell phone in your hand, they think that you imagining that you're holding a cell phone in your hand. Okay, that is what they think. Okay, the existing, even though they can see, but they think that it's an imagination. Like how in your dream, you think that you're seeing everything, everything is happening to you there. It's like real. But when you wake up, the dream, no more, nothing, right? So that's how they think this material world is. So we are there. You may be thinking that that cell phone is in your hand, but actually it is not there. Okay, like that. Like how in a dream, everything like it may in the dream you may feel that your tiger is running behind you. You're in fear. You're running away. You're perspiring. You're fearing. You're running. But suddenly, when you wake up from your dream, it is not there. It's like a dream. But when you were in the dream, everything was real. But when you got up, it's not there. So they think that this material world is like that. It is like a dream. Okay, they do not believe in the existence of the soul. Okay, only they believe in material things and they believe in material prakriti. That's all. They don't believe in God, soul, and super souls, the God concept that this whole cosmic manifestation was made for. Of course, they don't believe all that. For them, material nature is the cause. See, the material nature, prakriti, is the cause of this manifestation. They think everything is coming from this prakriti. It is the main cause of the whole manifestation, cosmic manifestation. And there is no other cause. Okay, they do not believe in the Lord's role. Do not believe in the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sa characharam. So they do not believe what? Under my direction, the whole material world is living. So they don't accept this thing. They have no perfect knowledge of the creation of the world as they do not believe in a standard understanding of the scriptural inductions. So they don't read the Shastras, right? They think, why should we read the Shastras written by a man? So they don't have, that's why since they don't read the Shastras, they don't have the knowledge how the world is created, how it was created for a particular purpose by the Lord, how he like material prakriti, like he glances, and then material prakriti gives us a form. So they would have known all that if they read the Shastras. But since they don't read the Shastras, they don't have that perfect knowledge. Okay, 16.9. Etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmano अल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवन्ति कर्माणः क्षय क्षयाय जगतो अहिताः. Okay, following such conclusions, the demonic, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. So the people are like that, they're totally in ignorance. Okay, not even passion, they're totally in ignorance. Okay, so what do they conclude? And these people, they have no intelligence. What they do is everything is against the Shastras. They do unbeneficial activities, okay, which are meant to destroy the world. They create all these nuclear bombs. See, anyway, a person born, he has a specific time, he has to die. But by creating the nuclear bomb, they think that they have done something intelligent. Okay, they've created something unique. So, because when they drop the bomb, what happens? They are inviting death more fast. Anyway, we will die. What is the big deal? You have created this nuclear bomb which is making them die even faster. What's the big deal? So, Prabhupada says, see, if you really want to show your intelligence, create a living being and show. I'm not even asking, Prabhupada says, not even I'm asking for human being. You create a small ant and you show me. Not killing. Killing anyway, you have to die. What is the big deal? You're enhancing their death by these nuclear bombs. You create a living being and show me. A small ant, Prabhupada says. Okay. Okay. So the attitude of demons, attitude, how is it? The demonic are lost to themselves. They're illusioned and have no intelligence. Okay, they are always in this Brahma. They actually, because they don't read the scriptures, right? So they are in illusion, always thinking the wrong, and they do whatever comes to their mind. Okay, illusion, no intelligence. Why? Because they think. See, they think that they are advancing. But these scientists and these people, they think they are inventing new things for for comfort. Okay, and they think that they're making life more easy. Okay, but they don't know that they are causing a damage. See, now they have what they mean to say is like by inventing the nuclear bombs, atom bombs. Okay, is it a plus for us? No, right? It is destroying the world. Okay, but they think that they have achieved something very nice. They discovered something very nice. Okay, so engagements, engaged in unbeneficial. See, they what they do is like they think that what they have invented the nuclear bomb is a very good thing. They're very intelligent. But what they are doing, what is the use of that nuclear bomb? Unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Ugra karma. Painful, horrible, destructive acts they do. Okay, they're using their intelligence. They think they're intelligent. Actually, they're not intelligent. They do all such ugra karma, like all horrible acts they do. Okay, enhancing death. Being less intelligent are engaged in activities targeted to destroy the world. Nuclear weapons causing harm, disturbing peace and prosperity. With no concept of God, see, they think that they're advancing. Because they don't think about God, they think they're advancing. See, these scientists and philosophers, they don't believe in God, right? They're godless. And they think great because they're intelligent, they're inventing so many new things, they're able to go to the moon, Mars, everywhere. But actually, they're not going, they won't be able to go, also, Prabhupada says, because there is a process to go. Because in this world itself, if you have to go to America, there is such a big process. You just cannot go like that, right? So, in this world itself, if you have so much process, if you want to go to a heavenly planet or another planet, can you directly just go by a spaceship or a rocket or something? Uh, just to think itself is foolish, right? I mean, like the thought itself is foolish that we are advancing, we've gone there, we've gone there. That's why they're not able to see anything. Even if they go to the moon, they will just see some dry rock, some mud, something. That is all they can find. Okay, because they're foolish. They're not fit to enter those places. Moon is a heavenly planet. How can a jiva who is like sinful can go there to that planet? Not possible, right? We should have those heavenly qualities to reach, have those pious qualities so that we can go to heaven. And our body is not fit for going to heaven, right? What that is why Prabhupada says now in this janma, the and even to go to a moon planet, the body is different. It's different. So that's why Prabhupada says for that there is a particular process. That is why Prabhupada writes this book, Easy Journey to Other Planets. How you can go to heavenly planets or other planets. There is a process for that. So in this janma, if you accumulate pious karma, and then depending on like if you want to go to moon or swarga, you perform those acts that are mentioned in the Vedas. And then after death, you will be able to go to that particular planet wherever you want to go. Not in this janma. Because you are a human. You are meant to stay on earth, not go to earth, Mars, moon, or somewhere. Okay. Always engaged in inventing something for sense gratification. See, they want to be comfortable. So they keep inventing machines so that they can make their life easy, sense gratification. They consider that as progress. Okay, actually, Prabhupada says earlier, didn't people survive without phones, without cars? Now with all these so much problem with phones there, so now people can live without even food also, but they can't live without their cell phones. And cars, so much pollution, so many accidents. So Prabhupada says earlier itself life was much better. They think they have invented something, but they are harming the by inventing so many cars. They are harming the. They are making the place polluted. They're harming. Accidents are happening. People are dying. So it's all like they think they're inventing and making life comfortable, but they're indirectly harming and they're damaging the whole world. In reality, people are becoming more violent and cruel to animals and humans, lack the knowledge of behaviors with others. Animal killing very prominent amongst demonic people. Such people are enemies of the world. Animal killing has become so much vigorous. Actually, I'm like when I try, see the YouTube videos, like side by side you get those eating videos, right? People they put, I mean, like it's like as if their life is only meant for eating. They have no other goal. Some videos are like that. They just it's so much. It's a big. I mean, like so many items they put. They put mutton. They put chicken. They put ostrich. They put thighs, legs, brains, liver. They put all those and they cook and they show it as if they have done a big victory, and they'll be eating. And this is then they'll tell this is the recipe for that. This is how I cook this, and they'll be eating nicely with some biryani or with some chapati or with some paratha. Oh my God, so many videos, so many people, they kill, they don't even feel, and they'll be putting expressions like, oh, superb, so nice, so tasty. If you don't try this, na, your life is waste. That is what they will say. But they don't even once think that the animal that is being killed is undergoing so much pain. So when you eat that animal, all that fear and pain that that animal was undergoing when it is being cut goes into their body. That consciousness all goes into that body, and because of which they get degraded. How much painful? See, if a small ant or a mosquito bites itself, it's like, I mean, like we find it so disturbing, right? How much pain will the animal feel? And the killing is also not spontaneous. So harshly they kill them. It's like, I mean, they put the hen in boiling hot water and they close the lid. See how harsh. Sometimes the neck of the hen is slit and it is killed. I personally, I mean, like I started even if before I came to Krishna consciousness, in my outside my house, there was a Durga temple, and obviously all of you know during this Durga Puja time they do all these slaughters and everything, and there was a big ground outside the temple, and I could see many people getting their own chickens and hens, goats, sheep, and they, I mean, from our balcony we could see all these slaughters being happening. I saw this all these being cut, and I saw this big goat being cut. They had in once or twice they cut the head, not even it maybe it didn't cut or something, twice. And that goat, after the head was being cut, for half an hour its legs were shivering. I mean, like, they were like trembling with pain for half an hour. Imagine the pain that it went for half an hour. It was the first time live I was seeing the slaughter happening. Actually, I was a non-veg earlier, but after seeing this, the pain that it was undergoing and the way they were screaming before, because they know, they can understand, right? When they're being brought to slaughter, they can understand. It was so horrible. My God. Since then, I decided to stop eating non-veg. Is it so necessary for us to kill the animals and cause them so much pain and that we should eat them? Right? No. Okay, 16.10. Kamam ashritya dushpuram dambamana madanvita mohad गृहीत्वा सद्ग्राहान् pravartante ashuchivratam, taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demonic, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Okay, so now let's see what Prabhupada says about the shloka and the purport. See, what happens is acquisition of impermanent things are associated with lots of anxiety. Okay, so everything in this world that you is impermanent. We know that it is temporary, right? See, what happens is like if you get attached to, suppose for instance, you build your own house and you get attached to this house, but we should remember one thing. See, either we go first, right? Or maybe the house may get destroyed because of some reason, right? Because the house never stays ever fresh, new, and like that. Somehow or some other problem, because of something earthquake or something, something may happen to the house, right? So nothing is permanent. We should understand that, and we should not get attached to it. See, now if a cell phone is lost for 3 4 days, we won't be able to even eat food properly, especially an iPhone, which costs lakhs, or I mean, so much it is costly, right? Even if it's a 20 25,000 phone, also you will like not until it is recovered, or I mean, because so much data, so much information is there in your cell phone that you literally feel lost. You are so attached to that phone. Okay, so these demons are like that. They get attached to things in this material world. See, acquisition of impermanent things, they try to acquire, and when they lose it or they're not able to get it, they're in a lot of anxiety. Okay, yet the insatiable, lustful desires for material enjoyment in demonics keeps increasing. They know, these demons, they know that they're impermanent, they will go away sometime. They know that, but still, because they have lustful desires for material enjoyment, they keep increasing. So obviously they want to get them. Okay, it's not so easy, right, to control our senses unless we become Krishna consciousness. Can't we control our senses? Because we can only control our senses when we put them in the devotional service of Krishna. Otherwise, the senses, we can't control them. They always look for sense gratification. See, we are either in Krishna or Maya. So because these demons, they don't come to Krishna, right? They are never spiritually inclined. So they are in Maya. So obviously they go for this material enjoyment. They want their to satisfy their senses. Okay, so they have so many desires, lustful desires, which are never ending. They keep on increasing, increasing. Okay, this is due to illusion, Maya, obscuring their intelligence. Because they are in this illusion, Brahma, which is leading them to the wrong path. So they have their own gods, own hymns and chantings. Like how Hiranyakashipu is a demon, right? What he used to say when Prahlada was saying Om Namo Narayana Narayana Namaha, what we were saying? Who is Narayana? He is not God. I am God. Say Om Hiranyakashipu Namaha. So they think they produce their own gods, their own hymns, their own chantings. They bring, okay, and they're focused on sense gratification and accumulation of wealth through improper means. They have this cheating tendency. They don't do business properly. They cheat, black market, everything, improper means. Anyway, by hook or crook, they want to enjoy, give satisfaction to their senses. So are committed to unclean vows, ashuchi vrata. Okay, that's why they accumulate sins, and they are attracted to wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. So all this is ashuchi. So that's why we in ISKCON we follow all these four regulative principles. See, no intoxication. So no wine, no cigarettes, no gutka, no pan, uh, no tea, coffee, no onion, garlic. All these we follow. No egg, no fish. So no crabs, no seafood, like nothing like that. All we regulate. We follow some rules and regulation, and no illicit sex. Okay, so no illicit relationship with women, only with their wife. That's it. And gambling next. No gambling. So no adding, no playing cards or you see all this poker and what is this? In Las Vegas, especially in the US, that's the place of gambling. People gamble like anything in Las Vegas. There's a place. Okay, it is just meant for gambling over there. And now in India also, you see, because after this COVID, everything has become online. Now you have this what Rummy, Rummy online. Yeah, I think that the heroes and everybody they encourage you get money easily like this. So they tell all this. So everybody loses all their money. They don't understand that is not good. It will lead to their own destruction. Okay, so practically you can see everything live. What is going to happen in the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is happening in front of us now. Okay, so meat eating also, right? We don't eat meat. Any kind of meat we don't eat. Egg or fish or seafood. Generally, people think egg you can eat because the chick is not born yet, but the embryo is there, right? People think that it's not yet fertilized. No, it's already because the embryo is there in the egg, right? It is non-living. You're killing. You're not allowing the chick to grow. Okay, so we should not eat all these. Okay, so all these are ashuchi, unclean habits. So due to false pride and false prestige, they create some principles of religion not approved by the Vedic injunctions. So they act whimsically because of their false pride. Means they think they are very intelligent, but they're not actually. But they think they are great, they're intelligent, they can do whatever they want, whatever they make. Those are the rules. So they make all rules against the Vedic injunctions and they follow that. Unfortunately, world creates a false honor for them. Although gliding towards hell, they still consider themselves very much advanced. So indirectly, actually, by doing all these activities, they are actually paving their path towards hell. But they are thinking that they are intelligent and they are doing everything perfectly. They are getting advanced. Okay, so they are indirectly going to hell. Okay, so this 11 to 12 we'll see tomorrow. It's already 7:50. So we'll try to complete the 16th chapter tomorrow. So we'll stop here for today. Please let me know if you have